Hello, I'm Lal Makbul. A very important question which comes when we talk about the politics in Pakistan is that if the religion plays a very important role in the lives of people in Pakistan, the culture is based upon the religion, the norms are based upon the religions, the daily practices that the people in Pakistan do are based upon the religions, then why do the right-wing political parties or what we call as the Islamic political parties in Pakistan fail? Understanding the political system of Pakistan is quite critical because in the West, the political systems of the political parties are based upon the ideologies of left or right or maybe centralist or sometimes the conservatives or maybe the post or the far leftist or the post or the far leftist. But in Pakistan, there are no such ideologies, just left or right. The parties are based upon the other ideologies or agendas. But when we classify the political parties in Pakistan, we put the Islamic parties on the right side or what we call as the far rightist side. I already have done a video of this in Urdu, but today's video is in English. So a couple of reasons which I figured it out that why does the right-wing political parties or Islamic parties in Pakistan fail. Number one reason is that the people do not have trust in them. While the right-wing political parties in Pakistan do have a good vote bank, but on the other hand, people do not trust them. People do not trust the word which we put upon the people, the mullahs. They do not trust them. They don't want them to handle the policies. They don't want them to see the foreign policy of Pakistan. They don't want them to interfere in the political system of Pakistan because according to them, they are very outdated. Another very important issue is the modernization. Although Pakistan is an Islamic country and there is no doubt in that Pakistan was built on the Islamic ideology and for Islam, but due to the immense modernization in the country, people are scared of Islam nowadays. Although the Sharia law, which if in any case the right-wing political parties came in power, the first thing they will do is to enforce a Sharia law. No doubt on that, the Sharia law is one of the finest laws that could be imposed in any country, one of the best laws which could be implemented in a country. But due to the immense modernization in country, which is due to the immense effect of the Western culture in our society, or due to the education system, we have been so much modernized that we are afraid of Sharia law. We do not want Sharia law to be enforced on us, implemented on us, or restrictions or the punishments which Sharia law brings should be implemented upon us. Another very important reason is to understand the formation of the political parties of Pakistan which are on the right or the Islamic parties. The majority of the Islamic parties are formed by the establishment themselves. They are usually formed to force the government, to fulfill the demands of the establishment, which the establishment cannot make them fulfill by themselves. To understand the mechanism of right-wing political parties in Pakistan or the Islamic parties in Pakistan, they use brutal force, they use a dominating force, they use a dominating power in Pakistan to suppress the government, to challenge the writ of the government to fulfill their demands. We have seen multiple times in Pakistan, for example, the recent one in the Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan, the TLP protest, which was to expel the French ambassador in Pakistan. So I was reporting there and I saw the aggression in their eyes of the right-wing parties in Pakistan, and I realized that how much aggression these political parties have in the name of religion. So this thing is clear that the right wing in Pakistan or the Islamic wing in Pakistan does use a very, very brutal and a very dominating force in Pakistan to challenge the writ of the government and to fulfill their demands. There are some pre-partition factors as well. Before the partition, when this all region was Indian in Hindustan, so at that time, the pre-partition, when they migrated from India to Pakistan, this area was not Islamic. The people who were already living here were not Muslims. The Muslims majority was on the Indian side. So when the partition happened, there was a very less amount of people who were true followers of Islam, or who truly followed the ideology, political ideology of Islam in this area. So this area was much more, we can say, as a secular area with very less people who wanted to enforce Sharia law or enforce any kind of Islamic political party. Another very concerning reason that why why don't these political parties came into power is every political Islamic political party represents a sect, a particular sect. Either it could be a Shia sect or the Sunni sect or Deobandi or Barelvi sect. So no one in Pakistan wants a particular sect to rule over the other sects, because obviously in Pakistan the Sunni sect has the most majority, or the Deobandi sect has the most majority. The Shia sect is in the minority. So if the Sunni sect came into the power, they will ultimately suppress the Shia sect, or if the Shia political parties came into the power, they will ultimately suppress the Sunni majority in Pakistan. So no one wants a particular sect to rule over the country. Another issue is that these political parties, especially the right wing in Pakistan or the Islamic parties in Pakistan, if we check their background, they are linked with many terrorist groups. For example, TLP or Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, they all were linked with the terrorist groups, which gives a very, very bad image internationally. There are trained jihadists which are doing insurgent activities around the globe, especially in India, in the Indian occupied Jammu Kashmir. So the link with the terrorist group is also a very big factor in for them not to come in through the power. Another thing that no political party, which is the right-based political party or the Islamic parties in Pakistan, no political party have such a true democracy or do not follow the right principles of Islam. No Islamic party, sorry to say, is working on a true democracy or using a true sense of Islam in their politics. Many issues have occurred recently in the right-wing political parties due to the fatwas that they have implemented upon other political parties and other people, and the use of technology or many other. For example, I'm going to give you a very recent example of a speaker. There was a fatwa that the use of speakers in public is prohibited, and it is against Islam. Also, in the it was also at the time when the photography was happening, and they said that the making of photos in Islam is prohibited. But when they saw that it has their own advantage for speakers, for loud gatherings and other stuffs, and photographs for media coverage, then they said that yes, this is acceptable in Islam. So this contradiction in their talk and this contradiction in Islam they are bringing upon gives a very bad image of them in the society. These were some of the factors that I have pointed out for why does the right-wing political parties fail in Pakistan. Yours can be different. This was just my opinion, and no doubt that right-wing political parties can come into the power, but not very soon. They need to change themselves. They need to come through a very proper democratic process and follow the true teachings of Islam to ultimately come into the power. That's all for today. Take care.